Good morning. I'm back on Burton Constable. I'm fishing the bottom lake today. This is my fourth trip out this week, pike fishing. I haven't had a touch. I don't know whether I'm going to bother putting a video out over the last 3 sessions. Possibly. I'm right down the other end by the island and it's solid with weed. But I found this peg near the end. I'm going to put one at the front of that weed bed in front of me, one out in the middle and possibly close in because there's a small weed bed here, and then another out to the left near that weed. My thinking is it's going to hold silvers. I've already seen a few topping, so hopefully the pike will be down here. And fishing, a silver just topped right in front of me there. I'm fishing a float ledger. As you can see, I've got a stop knot there, a bead float, a sliding ledger weight. I've only got an ounce on today. I'm not casting far, so I don't see the point. Quick release swivel down to I think it's a 24-pound wire trace and a size 1 single hook. Baits I've brought today, I haven't brought loads. I will give you a quick rundown. Got some old sardines what I found in the bottom of the freezer. Sprats, I haven't brought them in a while. Eel sections, I'm definitely putting one of them on. They're really tough and they stay on for a long time. Oh, and the last one is, if I can get this thing out, come on, yay. Some nice smelt. They're a small one. I prefer to fish small baits. I've got some roach in the freezer and they're like 10 inches and they've been in there a couple of years because I really don't like large baits. I bought a pack thinking that they were going to be average and they wasn't. Right, I'll get set up and then we can start fishing. Right, got one over here on the left. I've got a smelt on right alongside this weed bed. I've seen a few fish topping in there. The one out there in front of the weed bed, I've got a sprat on, and this one here at this end of the weed bed, I might just go a bit further out. It's very hard to cast, so it's underhand. I've got an eel section on. Ooh. It's just gone 7:45. I got here a bit later today. I think I arrived at about 7:25, and it's 10 degrees, a little bit mild, no wind at the moment. I think it's supposed to be a westerly today hitting us. As long as them swans stay over there, because they can be a bit of a pain. They're inquisitive. This one here on the right seems slightly deeper, but overall I've got about 2 foot of water. It does seem a very shallow lake. When I was here, oh, there was a fish topping down there. When I was here the other day, I was right up the other end by the bridge and I was casting 6-7 rod lengths out and I was lucky to get 2.5 foot. So yeah, But this is the first year this has been open for a long time, and hopefully they'll get the weed cutter out and actually clear up a bit of this. As you can see, this bottom section here around the island is horrendous for weed, but there used to be a lot of pike in here, high 20s, you know, sort of 27, 28. I don't know if they're still in here. I think there was a few years back, there was a lot of poaching going on, and otters as well, so, but I'd like to think there's still some decent ones in here. The other lake, the biggest last year, there was a couple of 17s. I had a 15, 16 out. So, I mean, to me, a decent pike is anything over £5 or £6. You know, something worth catching. In these sort of lakes you get a lot of jacks as well, especially if the bigger fish have been poached or killed. Right, fingers crossed we get a bite today at least. Whew. Right, I've just had a recast of these two rods. The one with the sprat I've put just down here now. There has been a scattering of small roach twice, so a pike or a perch is in the area, and this is the one with the sprat, and I've shallowed it to about 1.5 feet, so it's just sat over the weed. See what happens. The eel section I've put more out in the middle. Further at the back there was a lot of weed, and the smell is just off the corner of this weed bed. I've cast in a couple of times and it's clear, so I'm quite happy with that. But it's nice to see a few fish showing, some silvers. There's been a couple of better sized roach topping in this bit here to the left. I think what they could do with is put in 50 or so grass carp in. That'll soon clean up some of this. And also it'd be interesting for the fishermen. And I think what they could also do within here is some chub, because they're great for winter sport, and also they're a predator as well, so they'll quite happily chase lures and spinners, and I do believe they'll even take small deadbaits. I mean, these lakes are a decent size. Both lakes are around 12 acres. I don't know if there's any carp left in here. There used to be. I know there's still a lot of bream. I've seen a few silvers, and it used to be a fantastic tench water, but I'm not quite sure what's happened to the tench. I don't know if they've just died out from old age. I used to fish it when we used to come camping here as a family. I probably think about 2005, so about 20 years ago. And the upper lake, if you fished waggler rod length out and just fished maggot or corn, it was a tench, a chuck, literally. Same with the bream. It was quite easily to get 40, 50 bream, £5 to £6 a piece. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I reckon the perch are still in here, but where, I don't know. I mean, this peg would be a good place to start for the perch, probably fish worm. I don't know if it's worth trying prawns. I've struggled to catch on prawn. I don't know if it's just the venues. But I think a worm attack, or just maggot and worm, is definitely worth a go. But I think it probably it'll be worth it on a waggler. Well, it's 9:20 now. Been fishing hour and a half. Nothing yet. Seen a few fish scattering just down by my float down here. I've got a little sprat on that one. That one out there in the middle has got half a sardine on, and the one out there has got a smelt on. I shallowed them all up so they're all just off bottom. I've seen plenty of fish attacking. I don't know if they're perch or pike, and scattering small roach, so I've just come off bottom to see if I can attract anything. Like I said earlier, this is my fourth session out this week, and I haven't had a bite yet. It's seems to be a tough start to this season on the old pike fishing. Not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's the weather, if it's just still too mild. It's 10 degrees at the moment, so it's not the greatest start. It's been hard work, but it's been nice just to get out. It's enjoyable. Hopefully something will happen. I think we're coming again tomorrow because this bottom lake's open now, so I think Harry's itching to get on the lures. I might bring the waggler rods, couple of waggler rods, and fish worm. See if I can get any perch. I know there's still a lot of bream in here as well, so could be interesting. I've just changed one of the rods round. I've took the float and everything off, and I've just put a trace straight on. I'm going to have a go at wobbling. I'll just move this rod over. I'll put this one a bit further out, then it gives me a bit more room to cast the wobbled bait. I'm gonna probably fish along that weed bed, out across there and out there. This one I'm gonna put out in front, out there somewhere. So I've still got a bait in the water. And then this one, I mean, hopefully it sinks really quick. Bit awkward with the casting, but let's see what we can do. And I'm just gonna give it a couple of little jerks. Probably come covered in weed. Found a little bit, it's not too bad. I can live with that. Just gonna give it little twitches. Let it slow down. Lift it. I can see the bait. Let it sink. Give it a little twitch. Obviously I'm bringing it through a bit of weed, but it might be worth half an hour messing about. Because not a lot is happening otherwise. Oh! Wind it, stop. Wind it, stop. So it looks like an injured fish swimming and then dropping to the bottom. I can see my bait. I mean, I'm thinking along the weed. Oh, maybe not there. It'll go solid in a minute as I bring it through. Not too bad, considering I just went straight into that weed bed. Oh, I don't know why, but my arms are aching something chronic. $20 to $10 now. And at last we have, oh, and it come off. Are you taking the It ran like crazy, float disappeared. I lifted up, I didn't strike, I just bent into it. Oh my days. Right, and that was just down there on the edge. I'll put another one out there in case it comes back. Oh, well, the thing is, it's the first action I've had, and I was just getting ready to cast the other one out towards that because there was a fish chasing out there as well. I was literally just down there. I'm letting this one just drift around. Oh dear. I was just going to cast that rod and I saw my float bobbing and then it was off. It was gone. And like I said, I lifted into it in an instant, let go. So I will put this one out there as well. This one's a sprat, yeah, a sprat. It's just hard to cast. It doesn't help that it's a 12-foot rod. Well guys, it's coming up to 11:45. Nothing happening whatsoever. So I think I'm gonna pack up, get home and have a nice chill out afternoon, watch the F1 on telly, the qualifying, and then hopefully I'll be out again tomorrow. I think I'll fish the same peg, but like I said earlier, I've fished waggler with worm in maggot. See if I can get some of the perch on the go. I've seen plenty of silvers topping in that crashing today, so it's a good sign. I think I'll bring the weed rake with me and just drag it through. There's a lot of silkweed on the bottom. Get rid of all that, clean that up, and then I can get my worm on excuse me. I can fish worm on bottom without worrying about it getting snagged in the weed. And remember, if you like the videos and want to help the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment and subscribe. We're up to 700 now, so we're doing absolutely fantastic. Cheers guys.